What's going on, guys? It's Steve with Mouse Secrets coming to you today with another video. And today we're going to be talking about something that Disney just announced that's definitely stirring a little bit of controversy within the Disney realm, within the Disney community. And if you haven't heard already, you should see the title of this video already. But it's Disney's new front of the line pass, the Lightning Lane. I want to make sure I say it right. Lightning Lane Premium Pass, which will essentially allow you to pay an upfront fee and be able to have access to all of the Lightning Lanes within one park at a time, letting you ride the attraction once a day. So, for example, if you purchase the Lightning Lane Premium Pass, you would be able to ride the Lightning Lane's attractions at Magic Kingdom. If we're going to Magic Kingdom, one time per day. You can do them all, and you don't have to book times in advance. You don't have to book there's no thought process behind it. Essentially, just buy the ticket. It's kind of like Universal Express, and you just go straight to the front of the line of all of the attractions that have the Lightning Lane options. And you can ride it one time in the day, and it is per park. Now it sounds great. It sounds great on the surface, or sounds like something maybe that would be interesting on the surface. But of course, you start looking at the pricing or whatever, and that's where the controversy, I think, comes into. Of course, where it comes into is it's not cheap. So Disney has let it be known that the pricing is going to be somewhere around, $129 to $449 per person, per day, per park for the pass, for the Premier Pass for Lightning Lane. And so here, let me pull this up here real quick. This is a article from NBC that I was just looking this up too. I want to make sure I read it correctly. First of all, the pass goes into effect in Disneyland first. What was their date? Next Wednesday? Yeah, next Wednesday this starts in Disneyland. And I think Disneyland's pricing is a little bit different. Theirs is Premier Pass will cost, there it is. Their Premier Pass will cost $400 through the end of the year, and it's estimated to be between $300 and $400 in early 25. Remember, this is the initial phase and initial rollout of this whole program. Now, here at Disney World, it starts on October 30th. It's only a few days away, like just under 2 weeks away from where we are today. And again, it's going to be tiered somewhere depending on here in Disney World, or here at Disney World, it'll depend on the demand and the amount of visitors in the parks on a given day. In other words, the price will adjust by park demand and park attendance and so forth. So somewhere between $129 as high as $449. Now that $449 is at Magic Kingdom, but this is available at all parks. It's available at Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, Magic Kingdom, and Epcot. So there you go. It's this is per person now. And here's the thing. Number one, you've got the price is high, and I get it. It's an expensive service to purchase, or it's an expensive perk to purchase. And I understand why people are ticked off about it. My personal take on it, I've been thinking about it all day. So I didn't record a video about this right away because I really had to just kind of think about it, digest it, and just let the gears turn a little bit. My whole thing is this. At the end of the day, it's another option for folks that have the financial means to pay for it, because obviously it gets expensive. Let's just meet in the middle somewhere. Let's say you're going to be in that $250 range or something. So you're talking about your theme park ticket and then another $250, $300 or something like that for one day at Magic Kingdom. I just keep using Magic Kingdom as an example to get access to the premium pass, Lightning Lane Pass. And so, of course, it's very expensive. And then let's factor in if it's a family going or something like that, or it's more than just one person, so you're purchasing more than one Premier Pass, you're purchasing maybe 3, 4, who knows? Then the cost grows exponentially and very, very rapidly and quickly, and it becomes a very expensive day and a very expensive visit to, for example, the Magic Kingdom, Epcot, whichever park you're going to. But my whole thing is this. Do I personally care? Not that much, because it's something I'll never purchase. It's something I don't need to purchase. It's something that most of you guys probably will never need to purchase if you're watching the video. But then again, if someone has the financial means and it makes sense for them, me personally, I don't care. It's an option that's just out there for someone to use. Now, here's where I think it could be a problem. Here's where it could be a problem. And the problem it could be, I think, is... Okay, Steve, sitting here right now, thinks, well, not that many people are going to purchase this. The price point is really, really high. It's definitely catering, or it's tiered, or it's positioned to a market of individuals that are pretty small market of individuals that want to buy this or would be even financially have the financial means to purchase this. But then I start thinking, what if I'm wrong? That's what I've been thinking about more as the days gone on. Like, maybe I am wrong. Like, I mean, Disney are top level marketers, right? Like, they really dive into their numbers. They try to know what their customers want, and I'm sure they've gathered their research. They've done their numbers, and at the price points that they're coming up with, very well may make sense, and they may realize that they can sell a certain number of these premium passes. But do I think it's enough that it could disrupt, and this is where I was going to go with this, so I think it's enough to disrupt the standby line. I don't know. Like, you need a substantial number of these passes being sold per day to cause a substantial difference in the wait times on the standby side, where Steve would be waiting or where a lot of you guys would be waiting. And just sitting here just thinking anecdotally, I have no data, no evidence or anything to back it up. I would probably say no. But then I'm wrong sometimes. I'm wrong a lot of times. We're always wrong a lot of times. And, maybe we'll come to find out that actually this is a very successful thing. There's a huge demand for it, and a lot of people start purchasing it. I don't think that would happen, though. If anything, like, you could make the argument that, like, well, someone who was going to purchase the multi-pass, the existing multi-pass now, might just decide to spend the additional money and buy the Lightning Lane Premier Pass. But then again, sometimes I think that someone may just pass on the multi-pass because they don't see enough value in that one, 3 attractions and then getting your next one and so forth. Maybe they don't see enough value in the multi-pass, but they're like, oh, well, wait a minute. If I just pay, let's say it's on one of the cheaper tiered or cheaper price days, I pay the $129. I can ride everything at Magic Kingdom and I don't have to worry about nothing. I can just go to every Lightning Lane, walk onto the ride. Like, maybe someone would find value in that, where they maybe don't find value in the multi-pass and the headache of reserving your attractions and blah, blah, blah. And someone who's maybe not a Disney aficionado doesn't even want to delve into that. But for $129, I can do everything. I don't have to worry about nothing. Like, it's all laid out. I just look for Lightning Lane on the queue and walk into that side. So it's possible. It's one thing I learned in sales many, 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 many years ago. And I've brought this up before. Just because I like something doesn't mean that the next person's going to like it. Or just because I think something is not good doesn't mean that other people don't think it is good. I think we get stuck in that sometimes where we're like, oh, I would never buy premium pass. It's way too expensive. It's absurd. It makes no sense. That's how I feel. That's how you may feel. But sometimes that's not like the correct way to look at things. And sometimes you maybe will realize that other people are thinking about it in a totally different way, and they may end up outnumbering you. So my first thought with this is, I don't think Steve, myself, doesn't think that it's going to impact the standby queues too much, if anything. But I could totally be wrong. Where this could actually be a very popular thing that does impact the standby queues a little bit. And I don't know. That's just something that none of us, I think, really know, and only time will tell. I mean, will people find value in it? Maybe people will find value in this, or maybe people have been asking for this. Maybe when Disney is surveying people, this is the type of feedback they've been getting. Maybe this is what they're getting if they're doing focus groups about something like this. Who knows? But it does make you wonder, like, though, maybe, to you and I, it sounds extremely expensive, but maybe to other folks it does not, or it sounds like something that they can find value in. So time will tell on that. And the downside I could see to this is that if it's, if it is successful, well, number one, if it is successful, disrupting the standby queue. Number two, the thing maybe I would even be more worried about than that, and not worried, but just more impactful to something for me, multi-pass pricing. Now, I don't buy the multi-pass. I don't need it. I'm in a weird position, or not the typical position. We do live here. We're annual pass holders, so we visit the parks in a different way from, say, someone coming from out of state on their 5-day, 7-night vacation or 7-day vacation, whatever it is. So, we pop into the parks, we ride one ride, we walk around. If there's a low queue, we ride that one. I don't necessarily need to wait for an hour-long attraction queue when I'm here and I can just go on another night, maybe when it's not too crazy, or a week that's lower crowd levels. But for someone that's coming here that does buy the multi-pass, I could see those numbers going up just from a price chart standpoint. Like if the lowest level premium pass is $129 for the day, just on the price chart, it just feels like they could probably bring that price up a little bit more on the multi-pass. I don't know. Maybe, and then maybe that could be a problem, or that could be like a downside to this too, is that it does bring up the cost of the multi pass, the Lightning Lane multi pass, and single pass too. So that I could see, and that could be something that could come pretty quick. Now, keep in mind, like this is like phase one, or I hope I'm using the wording for that correctly. But this is like the beginning. This is like the testing phase. This is in a testing phase. They'll be playing around probably with the pricing, see how it works as you get into peak season. We are coming into the holidays. Obviously, this is starting October 30th. They wanted to roll this out just before the holidays, just before the peak season begins. So it'll be interesting to see how this all shakes out in the coming weeks or whatever. But I think like the anger, I get people are upset, and I'm not. I mean, it's not. I guess I'm not upset about it. It's kind of just becomes like, it's just kind of like Disney's. It's just kind of what they're doing right now. Like I was thinking about today, I was like, how do I say it? What is like something that Disney's given to its fans, to its customers, to its APs, etc. That's of extreme value in the last several years. Maybe you could even say the last decade. If anything, it's always just something getting taken away, where there was a Magical Express, which gets cited all the time, raising the cost of annual passes, getting rid of Fast Pass. I mean, you can just go down the list of things that have just constantly getting pulled away. The cost of dining going up, the cost of single day tickets. Something's always getting taken. Attractions are getting taken away. Rivers of America, something that, I don't really see anybody out there like beating the drums like, we want Rivers of America gone. Like, I don't know. It's the total opposite. So Disney seems to always, over the last decade or so, they're taking away instead of giving something, or giving like a good, I don't know, like a good deal or something. And I don't know. I was trying to think like what even is left right now of Disney that would be a good deal. And I don't even know if I should say this. I'm sure they already know, but I've talked about before with friends and stuff. And I think like one big value with Disney still is the cost of the annual passes, even though they've gone up substantially since the pandemic, since the return of Disney after the pandemic. Even though annual pass prices have gone up tremendously, I still think there's a great value in a Disney annual pass. I still think there is. I still think they're undervalued, right? Like, I still think, I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. I still think there's room for I don't think we've hit the ceiling on the price on annual passes. I think there's room for the cost of annual passes to still increase, where people will still take them, or still purchase them, and so forth, especially as long as, like, if you're in Florida and you can do a payment plan type of thing. I don't know, like, but aside from, like, Disney annual passes and the value in those, I mean, especially if you live here, if you live here and you're using an annual pass to go to Disney, where you can just pop in for an hour and 3 times a week, I mean, to me, that's like a great value that you're still getting, and you're able to make that payment monthly, interest free. I mean, that's a heck of a thing. Aside from that, I don't know. I would say I bring it up all the time, like food quality at Disney. I think pre-pandemic, post-pandemic. I think post-pandemic food quality's down. Cleanliness of the parks down. Crowd management down. You could even make the argument like lack of staffing down. Changes to the resorts, down. There's just a lot of downgrades. It's just downgrade after downgrade after downgrade. Food portion quantities down or something. So, but the only thing I can think of that still that kind of holds on with its value is the annual pass. But with something like this being added, the Lightning Lane premium pass, I understand why people are upset, because you automatically feel excluded. And that's true. But I think this is just like a continuation of a lot of things that Disney does today that exclude a large portion of their visitors and guests. You can chalk it up to look at the cost of going to after-hour parties. The Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, Jollywood, and if you wanted to go to Mickey's Not So Scary. You add up the cost of those tickets, it's expensive. Those nighttime parties are not cheap, especially compared to what they were not that long ago. Selling premium seating and, for fireworks and, dessert party spaces and stuff and so forth. Like, so I think it's just a continuation. I don't buy I've never bought premium seating for fireworks. I've never done the dessert party thing or anything. To me, it seems like a waste, and I'm just not interested in doing it. Now, that's still, I think, affordable compared to something like this. I think the premium pass for the average guest becomes unaffordable. Now, they do already have unaffordable things. You could chalk that up to some of their higher end resorts. Not everybody can afford those. Some of the DVC properties, what else? Some of the restaurants. I mean, like a family of 5 going to eat at some of the premium Disney restaurants. It's a pretty expensive thing that a lot of people are just not going to be able to afford or pay for. So they already have things that are exclusive, I think. But maybe you could make the argument that not being able to afford to go to a top tier restaurant at Disney World doesn't impact your day as to possibly how this could impact your day. But I still don't know that they would sell enough of these premium passes to impact the standby line to something that you would even be able to notice. I think mainly that would just depend on who's going to buy that premium pass. Would it be people that were normally going to buy the multi-pass that are now going to buy that premium pass because they just want to spend that little bit of extra money to have the whole park and be able to do all the attractions in one park for the day and not have to worry about booking and waiting for the time where they can book their next reserve or pass? Or does this bring in a new type of guest who was not interested in ever buying the multi-pass because it's too much of a headache or something, but now I can just pay $200 and I can experience the Magic Kingdom headache free. I can do whatever. I can cover the whole Magic Kingdom. I don't have to worry about lines and queues and everything. So I don't think that's the case. I don't think that'll happen, but I could be totally wrong. And I just don't know. But I think like people are just upset because on the surface you're just like, here's another thing that Disney's rolling out that I can't afford, myself included. Like I'm not going to pay for that. There's just no way. Like it wouldn't make sense for me to do that. So I mean, I'm not probably the person that this is marketed to or geared for. Maybe like the only way that it would even make sense for someone in my position. And again, I'm not even saying, when I say position, I mean like an annual pass holder that lives here in Florida, in Orlando. But the only way it would make sense, maybe if someone in my situation would be like, I don't know, an anniversary day. You want to go have like an anniversary at Magic Kingdom. It happens to be on one of the lower days, like the 129 days. You and your wife or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, go. You spend a couple $100 and you have like a great, like stress-free, day at the parks or something. But those would just be some weird things I could just think of. A birthday. Hey, it's my birthday. I'm gonna treat myself on my birthday and go to the Epcot and not wait in lines. By the way, I don't know that I even see the value in this though. Outside of Magic Kingdom, like I don't know, like the Epcot ride, the line standbys aren't that long. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. I haven't visited Disney in a way that an out-of-state guest has visited in a long, long time. So maybe I just, sitting here, I'm just not seeing maybe I see maybe the value of it more like at a Magic Kingdom, but I don't know about some of the other parks like Animal Kingdom or something. But I don't know. This is going to be an interesting one, to say the least, and people aren't happy about it. I don't know, like, is it going to be in your face that it's going to be something that's going to bug people long term, or if it's just more the shock value of the way it was announced. And here's another thing too. So it's only right now for deluxe resort guests too. Like here are the eligible resorts: Animal Kingdom Lodge, Grand Floridian, Polynesian, Wilderness Lodge, Yacht Club, the usuals, Contemporary, and in the villas, deluxe villas. Who else is included? Oh, Swan, Dolphin in the and Shades of Green. So you get an idea though. Like no Pop Century, no Art of Animation, none of the All Stars, none of the no Port Orleans Riverside or any of those are included. So already you have to be staying at one of these resorts too to be able to have access to this. So they're definitely going obviously for a specific clientele, and it's just gonna. I don't know, like. It's just, I don't know. Is it good for the brand too? Like, sometimes I think like, I don't know. Sometimes I think it's bad for the brand. It makes Disney look like what they try to pretend like they're not, which is the big greedy corporation or something, right? Like, and to me, this just has like, it just looks like it. Even if you really got down to like the nitty gritty and you realize like there's actually some value in this for people or something, that's fine. But just on the surface, the way it's presented, like, hey, you have to be staying at our most expensive resorts to have access to it, and it's going to cost X number of dollars, blah, blah, blah. Like, it just has that look. I don't know. You definitely see like over the years who Disney is catering to, who they're building their products for, and so forth. And it's not it's for a wealthier clientele and a wealthier guest, of people with a lot of expendable income that can afford to pay a couple grand for a family to have a pretty carefree day at Magic Kingdom. I don't know, like that's who they're catering to. Disney, I don't think they're let me think. When was the last time they built a resort hotel that's a moderate or something, or that's a value resort? No, I mean, they're not. Like, that's just it. And it's been like that for years. I think this is just a continuation of it. I guess I'm not surprised or shocked by any of it. And I guess for me personally, like, I'm not angry or upset about it. It's just like, it's one of those other things. It's another Club 33 or something. The only thing that will suck is if I'm wrong and a lot of people do start buying this, and it does start to impact the standby queue, or it does eventually lead, and it most likely will, it'll lead to the increase on the multi-pass or the single day lightning, or the single lightning passes, right? Like single attraction lightning passes or the multi-passes. It probably will lead to those prices going up here pretty soon. Like, you're just going to have such a huge separation between the premium pass, right, and the multi-pass. Like, you just have a huge degree of separation in those prices, and they'll just try to bring them up a little bit closer. So I don't know. Let me know, what are you guys thinking on this? Like, how do y'all feel? Like, because all I'm seeing on social media is a lot of anger. I'm just seeing a lot of anger, and again, I get it. Like, I think like just like even from just the branding, like I said, from a brand standpoint, I think it just looks bad. I don't know. Maybe there was another way for them to roll this out, maybe another way to market it. But like, hey, we're going to have this extraordinarily expensive premium pass. Only our most exclusive resorts have access. Get your guests have access to purchase it. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's something. I think it's more just like a testament to where Disney is in this era, especially within the parks and the resort, and who their focus is and who they're focusing on and who they're catering to. I don't think we'll ever see a value resort built again, or not, at least in this era. We sure won't. Like, yeah. They probably wish they could bulldoze the All-Stars. I don't know. Maybe like that would be the thing. Knock the All-Stars down or something. I don't know. Maybe that's what they would like to do. But anyway, let me know down in the comments. How do you guys feel about the Lightning Premium Pass? Do you intend to purchase one? Are you lined up to get one? Like, is this like the big thing for you guys? Like, I want the Premium Pass. Are you going to drop the $4.29 in the second week of December to get to the front of the lines at Magic Kingdom? I don't know. Wow, you just start running those numbers. Just think like you're a family of 4 or 5. You got to buy your park tickets. You got to buy your snacks. You got to buy hotel, deluxe prices. You got to get, airfare, transportation to Orlando. You got to buy an Uber to get over here. I don't know. You just start adding up souvenirs. You're going to buy, I don't know. Whew. Entertainment costs, like, it's just, and you just add that on top, and that's only for one day. It's only for one park. Because here's the thing too, like, and I don't want to drag this on for too long. I can sit here and talk about it forever and just beat the bush. But let's say you bought it for what, like, let's say you buy this thing for like Epcot, Animal Kingdom, right? Like, couldn't you just do all of the Lightning Lane attractions at Epcot or Animal Kingdom and like, or Hollywood, yeah, all of them, really, any of them, even Magic Kingdom, but let's just say like Animal Kingdom. Could you not do all of the attractions, Lightning Lane, Animal Kingdom, if you didn't have to wait between like, ride times? There's no way. You just get on. You don't have to book anything. So let's say you did that. You could do everything at Animal Kingdom in like what, an hour, 2 hours? But you can only ride the rides one time. So then what do? And you can't go to the other park and use this pass at another park. You can only use it at Animal Kingdom. So once you've ridden everything, I don't know. That's it. Folks, though, that have the expendable income to afford it, it'll make sense for them. But for myself, yeah, it just doesn't sound. It doesn't. Yeah, that's the bummer. That's the bummer. Really, if you think about it too, it's only you can only ride one time. So, you want to ride something else again? Yeah, sorry. So, I don't know. We'll see how this one shakes out. I think it's just a continuation of the Disney era that we're in. I'm not surprised by it at all. Let me know down in the comments, what am I missing here? Like, if you guys think there's some value to it, number one. But also, what I want to know is, What am I missing in recent years? What has Disney given folks? Have we gotten like anything? Fans, just guests, their guests in general, even their normies, like, has Disney given anything? No, I don't think so. Like, and everything's just going, it's continuously becoming more expensive. Quality goes down, service goes down. We just talked about, we got the cake bake place, cake bake something. I always think of the Amy baking thing or whatever from Gordon Ramsay. It pops in my mind when I think of that place. But the cake bake joint, y'all know what I'm talking about. The bakery opening up at the boardwalk. People have been upset about that one because they saw the prices there, the price point, almost $30 for a slice of cake, $30 for a cheeseburger. Like, again, I don't know that, like, there's no value. Disney's not focused on value like that for, they're just focused on their high end clientele. That's what they're trying to do. They've said it before. That's what they're working towards. That's what they're gearing towards. And this is just another example of it. That's it. I'm personally not upset about it, but I understand why folks are. I just am not upset about it because I just don't care. I don't mind. Like, I don't think enough people in my mind would use this to disrupt Stevie's little line to get on Pirates of the Caribbean. I hope that I'm correct. I hope I'm not wrong. But anyway, let me know down in the comments. What do you guys think? Excuse me. Have a great one. That's a wrap on the video. We'll see you all in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.